Ross Chastain is in the house. Man, it's been too long since we last talked. How you doing?
I'm good, buddy. Going to grab some lunch, but ready to get racing tonight. So it's all is good because we keep racing, and everybody's healthy.
Yeah, exactly. That is what's most important. It's been crazy since basically we last talked, and I just bumped into you in Phoenix. I was doing driver intros, and I was asking for nicknames, and you said for me to introduce you as the Flying Farmer. And I had heard maybe Melon Man and a couple other things, but never the Flying Farmer. So where'd that nickname originate?
I don't know. I thought you came up with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm the one that told you. I don't know. I don't. Man, I'm a race car driver. My memory is terrible, so I don't. I barely remember going to Phoenix, let alone why I told you to call me the Flying Farmer. But I don't know. It has a good ring to it.
Yeah, well, maybe we just made a nickname up there. I could have sworn I remember you telling me that, but maybe our memory's both pretty bad. It's been a long time
Uh,
since then.
Man, holy cow! We'll talk about a totally different world, but my memory says you are the one that came up with it. So
I don't
we'll
know.
go
I
with that.
remember being pretty surprised when I heard it, but I don't know. There's no way to go back. But okay. So I guess on a different nickname level, your Twitter bio says you're NASCAR's busiest driver, and man, it seems like you are super busy. Do you still feel like you're that busy guy that you were before the pandemic?
No, it's definitely slowed down, both on purpose. We are definitely running less cup races, and then beyond that, no practice, no qualifying, a lot less sponsor appearances, a lot less travel. So it's definitely been different. It's definitely been a lot slower paced. We get to the track and like today, we really, can't go in the garage, can't really do a whole lot. So, yeah, just kind of chilling out most of the time. So no, not nearly as busy. And I think probably by the end of the year, by the way the math will work out, I think somebody else, maybe a Timmy Hill or somebody, will run more races in the top three series than me. But now that we created that kind of tagline there because we were, by the math. So we took it and ran with it. So if anybody else wants to take it, they kind of got to come ask for it, and I'd gladly give it to somebody because I don't want to be forever. I don't want to be the busiest, running all the races. I want to run the races that I think I can go win, right? So there was a time in my career where I just wanted laps. It didn't matter if I ran dead last. And now, as we've came a few years down the road, I want to be in positions to win as often as possible. So it's a tough balance right now, but we're kind of figuring it out.
Absolutely. Obviously, you mentioned chasing those victories. You haven't quite gotten to victory lane and figured it out for 2020, but I think regardless of being in victory lane or not, you guys are still fourth in points. Do you think people almost overlook you just because there's no victory?
I hope so. Yeah, I do. So yeah, I hope that our competitors in the Xfinity series don't even really think about us, and they just focus on Austin, Chase, Noah, Justin, those guys that are winning. So yeah, it's fine with me. Dover and Kansas were two really big weekends for us that we've I feel like we really put our best effort forward. We have not been putting our best effort forward this year. So I got out of the car at Dover and like, man, this is us. We are going to surprise these guys, and we are going to be able to win. And when we win, we will win often. So, yeah, it's tough. I mean, to go last year from when we started clicking off those truck wins to go win four races in the truck series and a Daytona Xfinity race with a team that had never won, both on both sides, both Nice Motorsports and College Racing. We got all of our first wins together. So that was super special. And now it's, now to go this long and not win, it's like, oh no. Was that a fluke? And that's questions I ask myself. But I think if we keep on the path we're on, we're gonna win, and we will win often.
Yeah, I know the racer in you. You kind of seems like you block that out. No matter where you are in points and everything, it's all about chasing that trophy. You don't strike me as someone who really keeps track of points and follows all of that. You're just going for the trophy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I look, but I have no idea until I look where we're at, and I'll go weeks at a time sometimes. And there was a few weeks there where we were getting close. We kept it really close for the lead in the points. We were, 50, 40, 60 points back week in and week out. And I really wanted to try to go up there and take that points lead. That's just, that's bucket list stuff to go take, this halfway through a season lead a NASCAR national points race would be, even if it's only for 1 week, would be incredible. And I go and tear the transmission out of it here at Daytona and totally took us out of contention for that. So now we're 100 and something points back. And now, it honestly, though, kind of helped because I don't points race. I don't know how to. I don't know how anybody does, really. I think it's just a line they say when they get out of the car and they don't win. But it was in my mind after the race. It's like, man, we got to get more points and stage race and all that. And now I'm like, I don't care. I'll finish both stages dead last if that means I have a shot to win at the end. So, it's definitely something that we want to win. And, we're going to be in the playoffs. We're going to be at a deficit right now with the playoff points that we don't have, but it'll be okay. We will win then, and it'll all take care of itself.
Yeah, you mentioned the playoffs, and you're a guy who has experienced the modern NASCAR playoff format several times. So, obviously, for me watching, it's entertaining. I love it. With the elimination style format, it's so fun to watch. But it's got to be stressful behind your seat, and in your view, how stressful is the NASCAR playoffs?
It's honestly, it's not, because if we were in a traditional points scenario, we would already be out of it. We're 100 something points out of the lead. It's a two-man race. It would be Austin and Chase, and it'd be up. We'd be fighting for third, and that's not fun. So no, I don't. I don't like that. I like this, and it definitely creates its own drama because it forces us, to keep resetting and keep being close in points. So, if you win a race, you only get one or two more times to kind of have a free pass in the playoffs where you have to win again if you want to move on. So, no, it's tough because we did go through it last year, first real time. I made the playoffs in 2018, but I only had one race in Chip Ganassi's car, and then the rest were in the red car. So it was not, we knew that we had, both hands tied behind our back, and we were trying to headbutt our way through those things. And everybody else had a lot better equipment, a lot better, tools. So that's a really bad analogy, but I painted a really weird picture there. So I don't want to headbutt anybody. But last year in the Truck Series definitely was to go round for round. Was tough because we started so late. We had fewer playoff points than we should have had, which is the same way this year will be. Even though we've been in the Xfinity points all year, I only got my first playoff point last weekend at Dover. We'll have to, we're going to have to, when we start the playoffs, we are going to stand square and punch hard and try to be on the offensive. And if we don't make it through a round because of being too aggressive, then is what it is. But we can't rest on any points because we got none.
Kind of outside the racetrack, I've been watching a little series that you did at the beginning of the year called Two Track Mind. And, I love it when drivers do this because it shows both sides of their worlds, and you kind of see the race car driver behind them. What made you want to kind of open up your life outside the track to race fans?
Yeah, it's it's something that I'm not that great at. Social media is still makes me feel weird to post selfie videos and selfie pictures showing where I'm at and explaining what I'm doing. So I do it, but I have a lot of help now as well. And this was an idea that Nutrient Ag Solutions wanted to, they're the ag retailer of the future, and they're the largest ag retailer in the world. So they feel like they have a burden on them to teach people what they're doing, what their farmers are doing, to educate. And they wanted to use me as that that arm to do it with. And I can be their guy. And so not only do they sponsor me on the track for their brand awareness and get people to know what Nutrient Ag Solutions is and recognize the green leaf and recognize the name and the font when they see it, know what it is right off the bat, then take it one step further for people that want to. It takes a little research. You got to see it. You got to know it. You got to look on YouTube, look on NASCAR's YouTube channel, and take them in a behind-the-scenes look for race fans to see what farm life is like, in 2020. Now, when we started this, we had no idea this pandemic was going to hit, COVID-19, so we did have to stop filming for a little bit. But we're back on the road now. I just did two separate full weeks, one in Iowa, and one in Indiana and Michigan. And, just seeing, places that are close to racetracks, only an hour down the road, see how big farm life is there. And for these families that are generational families, a lot of them like myself, and we can really relate on a lot of things. So just a behind the scenes look for race fans. And then on the other side, a behind the scenes look for farmers pre-COVID, give them a behind the scenes look at the racetrack and see what it's like now with COVID, with the restrictions. The film crew can't come in the track. So we have limited video of behind the scenes. We still have on the track stuff, but just, the Daytona episode, to come here in February, kick off this docu-series, kick off what we think is going to be a championship run and not qualify. Those moments where I'm standing behind the hauler and I'm realizing that we're probably not going to get the race, and I literally wanted to throw up. I felt like I needed to throw up to maybe make me feel better. I don't know, but my stomach was in such a knot. I was about to puke right there. And, the producer saw it, asked me what was wrong, and I'm telling him we're not going to get the race. I'm going to throw up. And those little moments are something that hopefully people see that and realize, how serious we take this.
Is it hard in the moment to kind of put both hats on and be, the race car driver, but then also try and give a good answer for the documentary? Because I know you've got to be frustrated in that moment. I was actually watching that clip again last night. I'm like, man, it's got to be tough to do both at that time.
It is, but they make it awesome. It's the film group. I know them. I've known them before we started this. They're out of Nashville, Osborne Bar. And a lot of other names, but I know them from other stuff that we've worked together on with Nutrient Egg Solutions, and so they make it easy. It's like I'm just talking to them. I don't have to look at the camera. That's what's good. It's not scripted. It's not do something then go back and redo the audio to make it more exciting or something. It's just filming what's happening, and they tee me up on ask me questions so I can better explain what we're doing. Because like you said, if it was just me, I'd just be like, yeah, we're here at this farm, and we're gonna get on here and harvest some sugar beets. And that's one of the episodes that we just filmed. And it's like, well, no, you got to explain a little more, because most people don't know what that is, and that, so much of their sugar comes from those. So just explaining stuff is easy for me, because truth be told, I wear the same hat, whether I'm at the racetrack or I'm at the farm. It's the same black hat, and I have to get a new one because it gets so dirty. And that's cool that I actually get to get dirty at the farm versus the racetrack, where it's probably better if I don't work on the car.
Exactly. I think it's such a cool docu-series that you're doing, and hopefully when everything gets back to normal next year, you'll be able to kind of put together the series that you were hoping for. Last question here, real quick. You said you're going to lunch. Where's a good place to go to lunch in Daytona?
Well, we are right across the street. My family and I, we're going to go over to Four Rivers Barbecue. So, never been there, but it's in the new One Daytona. So, and the France family, what they've done to this place with the Daytona Rising project years ago, and the grandstands and all that. But then across the street, they built it's like a town over here, with everything you could possibly need. So I always I got to get a new pair of running shoes. I got a running store in here, shoe store that they have the best shoes I've ever found. I run, I guess, with my feet in, I run in on the inside. So this corrects that, makes running so much, not that running is still fun, but still better than having regular Nikes. So, there's all kinds of Bass Pro over here, and we're just here enjoying it. And, we'll socially distance from everybody else, wear our masks, and, it's try to be as normal as we can. And then, cause they don't want us in the garage, in the Xfinity garage. So we'll slip in there right before the race, get changed, and head out there and race.
Well, One Daytona, they're going to take all your money, and I guess it's good if they take the money of NASCAR fans. Good for business. Ross, I appreciate you taking some time. Go enjoy some barbecue, and a good run in the NASCAR playoffs as well.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you.